Namaste. Namaste. Namastizzle. What's up? Peace and blessings. Greetings. What's up? Magic LaQuire. Today is Thursday, the day of abundance, prosperity, blase, blase, blase. This you should know by now. Hopefully y'all are having a great day and a great week you've been having. What is going on, people? There's always something going on around this bitch, right? Let's see who's in the chat real quick. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. As you enter, kick up your feet, relax a little. Let's talk. Peace and blessings. Hey, Portia, how you doing? How's it going? What's up? How's everybody? How's the family? How's Houston? I know that it is, the temperature has dropped here. I'm not sure about Houston. It's probably still humid there, but we're out of the triple digits finally. So I think we may get winter a little early. You know what I mean? What's up, Tosh? Namaste. My preferred greeting is namaste. In case you don't know, if you're just joining me here on this channel, namaste means the divine in me recognizes and greets the divine in me. That's what namaste means. So it is my preferred greeting. Let's talk. I actually wanted to continue the talk from the other day about power. As you know, remember I said, if you saw that live, you saw that I could gave an example or examples of everything being, being able to turn a whole nation against itself, as far as gender and homosexuality and political parties and age generations and using the television to promote whatever they want. There's so many ways, and I was trying to explain this is how you define power. When you can do that, like, say, for example, you could turn the whole, for example, the Mexican community against itself. You would use everything I just listed and make them start breaking down, basically. Because if any race or community is broken down, it is the melanated race. By design, though. The temperature has dropped here too a lot. Yeah, okay. Currently is 80 degrees. We had what, like 3 whole months of triple digit weather. It was miserable this summer. Just miserable. But it happens in Texas. You know what I'm saying? So more of the examples that I was talking about was convincing people. Let me just list everything I was saying. Convincing people that magic isn't real and that it's fantasy and it's just, making people pay taxes. I spoke about that. making sure most of the police force is the Caucasian race. It is what it is. Um, Telling people what they are doing boldly and daring them to stop it. This is a form of power here. Uh, Promoting pedophilia and putting it on TV, or promoting, convincing people not to read. You got to put a gun to most people's heads just to get them to read anything beyond a meme. You know, turning the entire the human race, against people who are melanated or so-called Black people. Funny thing happened to me today. I'm in a bowling league, so we were playing against another team, right? And while people are up bowling, they got areas where we sit down and everything. And Caucasian guy says to me, he said, "How long did it take for you to grow your hair that long?" And I was like, 8.5 years. He's like, "Oh, couldn't it be me?" He said he once tried to grow his hair long, and once it got to his neck, he cut it. So we was laughing about that. The Korean woman who's also on his team says, what did she say? She said, "That's your hair?" I said, "Yes, my hair." She said, "Oh, I thought it was extensions." You know how Koreans talk. And I don't mean that in a, negative way. That's not, English isn't their first language. So she said, "I thought they was extensions." I'm like, "Why would you think that?" I said, "No, this is my hair. It grows out of my scalp." And she was looking like fascinated, because she had a long ponytail and her hair was long. But that should tell you what they think about us. All right. Remember, they have made Korean shops a $4 billion a year industry selling hair, other people's hair. I don't, what else can you say about that? You know, you'd be surprised at how many people think that. They think that this is extensions. And I always have to correct them. Say, "No, this is my hair." You know what I mean? Crazy. That alone is crazy. Love, peace, and power, brother Kunami. What's going on? I found it interesting also that the current heavyweight champion is Caucasian man. The last time that has happened, it may be something small to most of you, but well, I'm gonna leave that one alone. Let me leave that one alone. It's just for someone who looks like the current champion, Tyson Fury, to be able to beat Deontay Wilder, and how I look at everything spiritually, okay? And I know that they're always sending out messages, always. This is what they do, okay? So to see this, he looks out of shape, like really out of shape. To see this out of shape boxer put down a melanated man who's fit, like really fit. Am I getting my points across here? I see this a different way. I don't see like he was just so good that he beat Deontay Wilder. I don't see that at all. And I looked at the fight, but all sports are rigged, all of them. All celebrities are bought and paid for, all of them. So to be able to manipulate people's minds like that, power. That is power. Let's get back into Wag the Dog. Let's get back into that. Where were we last? The last time I spoke, we were somewhere around here.
Guiding the planes into the World Trade Center and disappearing into time. Because you ought to understand, that would make more sense of Iraq having this particular Stargate, where the Illuminati originally thought it was in Afghanistan. You see, Afghanistan, where they also have underground tunnels. Underground tunnels. Must understand this stuff. But let's take another look at this footage of this flying saucer doing a flyby.
Now see that? I have not seen this anywhere else. Now see that figure that's going across? As the towers are being hit. Now that noise bothers me, and it goes on for a little while. So let me stop it there. Okay, and until he starts to speak again. Just give me a moment here.
Hero is the name of the Anunnaki, the Nephilim, the Elohim, those who came from the heavens to earth, a reptilian race. The Dogon tribe of Maya have a legend about a race of amphibious gods who came to the earth from Sirius approximately 5,000 years ago. So the Nibirians started their colonizations in what is now known as South Africa. After disputing with each other and not agreeing on one thing, one set of Nibirians moved their spaceport into what is known as Iraq. After many years of digging for what we thought was gold in Africa, they were actually looking for an ancient Stargate.
Stargate.
So you must understand that. So this Nibiru is dealing with really the whole book of Revelation. The whole book of Revelation. Now, something else very interesting in the movie The Fifth Element. In the movie The Fifth Element, here you have this same story again, with this gigantic black planet coming toward the Earth. You see, coming toward the Earth. So you want to check out the movie Core and The Fifth Element, you see. But we will have to begin to prepare ourselves for these global superstorms. Global superstorms. And we're going to see this because we're getting many reports of all type of things going on Fire Island. Fire Island is losing 3 feet a day to the ocean. 3 feet every year for the last 10 years of sand on the beach. So that's Fire Island. So we're talking about tornadoes. We're talking about hurricanes. We're talking about things that we're going to see. As a matter of fact, as I showed you this article here, Mass Appeal, the next day, which I believe they used weather machines, the next day was a blizzard. Right after they had this march, which was February 16th, Valentine's Day. Mass Appeal. Valentine's Day what? Massacre. Valentine's Day Mass. And so what happened was, there was a snowstorm, a blizzard, the next day when they were supposed to have a huge march in New York. And just recently, the same exact thing happened about a week ago. They were going to have a huge march on the UN in New York, and a gigantic snowstorm came in the middle of April.
in the middle of April.
Now, there are some people who came to me and said, look, this snow doesn't seem real. It seems a little synthetic and powdery. So we got to understand, two giant marches were supposed to happen. Two huge storms came. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So we want to get into some mind control, a lot of stuff that's going on. Um,
So let me stop it there. Very interesting what he said. Heart. And I think he did this particular live or lecture in 2006. It flashed really briefly, but I ain't really get a chance to see it. So this was about 17 years ago when he did Wag the Dog. Excellent lecture. Please get it. He was always heavy into the mind control, you know, and it's like people still are not getting the kind of mind control that's going on. It's like people don't really care, pretty much. Zombies, you know. Uh Ku Klux Klan and other so-called hate groups, they don't have to do anything. Let me say that again. They don't have to do anything. All right. The melanated community is so destroyed, they don't have to do anything. We are continuing the destruction ourselves. All right. Is it too late? I don't know. I have no idea. They have taken the one of the most prolific art forms of expression and completely weaponized. That takes some power to be able to do that. They have taken hip hop and completely weaponized it. Completely. Sexy Red, Sukiana, and any other male rappers these days gives you examples of that. Yes, of course. Back in the day when it first started, of course, you have groups like NWA and Two Live Crew, but they were few and far in between. There was always a balance in hip hop, always. Women had so much respect for themselves because they were like, here, I'm female, I got skills too. And they showed it. Queen Latifah, Moni Love, Lauryn Hill, Bahamadia, you know, Yo-Yo, Sweet Tea. You know what I'm saying? It really did used to be art. And I think anytime you say that to someone who's a certain age or just period, they're quick to defend it, to defend the current state of hip hop. They don't get that there were messages in hip hop music. There were messages, there was upliftment. You know, there's none of that anymore. That has to be some kind of power to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Just the same thing with R&B. Does it exist anymore? Smokey Robinson. Like I said, this is power continued. Smokey Robinson got a song. For one, let's revisit. The album is called Gasms. He has a song called I Fit in There. Dora pause. I fit in there. You know what I mean? There are a couple different instances that I've seen personally, a couple different instances. People recording other people, the extreme lengths to go see Beyonce, to buy Beyonce tickets. One woman, of course, she's a black woman. One woman actually spent money, the man's money, the man in the house, the husband or boyfriend, whatever. The money that was meant to be used for heart surgery, she used that to buy Beyonce tickets. How far going is that? Another instance, someone didn't pay their rent because they wanted to see Beyonce. If this is not power, I don't know what is. That should show you the influence that these celebrities have over the masses of people. What's up, Lenora Rice? Tosh said, what I'm laughing at, Tosh said, oh, leave Smokey alone. He's having a past life crisis. He's past midlife. He's in a past life crisis. You fit in where, Grandpa? Exactly. Like I said Tuesday, Smokey Robinson on stage trying to be sexy is one of the saddest sights I have ever seen. I could not get that image out of my head that day. I'm like, come on, man. Come on. I fit in there. It's a double entendre. You know what I mean? I fit in there. Then the lyrics make you think he wants to be a part of your life. Get the fuck out. They know what they're doing. All right? They know what they're doing. Still, to be able to make people pray and not get off their ass and do anything, but they want to wait for a nigga in the sky to do everything. I swear, I just seen a post today that said, let me get this right. Somebody was praising or remembering their brother who had died. Okay. Someone they said a post about the Lord calling him home. Right? Come to find out, he had been murdered. So that's the Lord's way of calling him home is for someone else to take him out violently. Yet people are still worshiping this God in the sky, this invisible God. Smokey got that Viagra. Tosh, leave him alone. Oh, man. Smokey got that Viagra on drip. So he is using a IV to put the Viagra in. Yeah, I fit in there. Yeah. So, yeah. They got people thinking. We're talking about power still. They got people thinking that obesity is okay. In the long run, it will kill you. All right. Why do you think Lizzo is out? She is not talented like that. I don't give a damn what nobody says. She can play the flute. Whoopie fucking do. You know. Yes, of course, that's a talent. But all the other extra shit she do, come on, man. I realize that when I speak about these celebrities, people leave. It's perfectly fine. Okay? Perfectly fine. But this is how attached people are to these celebrities. All right? Power is in you. Okay? Power is in Magick. Being able to manipulate your reality to live a very comfortable life, that's power. Okay? To be able to correct any mistake that comes along, that's power. To be able to punish your enemies, to be able to bring in cash flow, to be able to find hidden enemies. You know what I mean? To be able to influence a courtroom. That's all power. but they keep that for themselves and tell you to pray in the sky. This is because people don't really want to think for themselves. Exactly. Thank you, Tosh. They just want you to say everything is okay, then they will go along with it. Exactly. My whole point at throwing out all these magical tips all these years is to try and at least reach a few people if I can. Okay? Black people are gone. This is a fact. You got it, the melanated race has been infiltrated, compromised. They had eyes with each other. Now, if you listen to Dr. Yafabe, she explains how we had inner conflicts with each other before this new threat came. I think I showed that clip where she said that. Okay. Yeah, they are pandering to the big girls with Lizzo, not bad mouthing big girls, but that's what no, you're absolutely correct. They got people thinking that anytime you have an opinion, that differs from everyone else, that's a bad thing. They got people scared to speak their minds. They got people scared to do this on anything. You cannot say anything without being attacked for it. You can't say anything. Now, that's some power for your ass. You know what I mean? While they have their heaven on earth. Thank you, Lenora. Sky Daddy isn't going to help anyone. It still hasn't come. And they still go to church and give them their money. The power to be able to psychologically damage a people like that, that's power. Okay? Joel Osteen, one of the biggest con men out there. You see his mansion is $10 million. This is what he makes for preaching an invisible sky daddy. And yes, you will see plenty of Negroes in there in his ministry. Peter Popoff. Hell, Jim Baker has another show. After he got exposed for embezzling all that money, how does someone who go to jail for that many years come out and still get another TV show? Now, if that isn't using him to influence people, I don't know what is. Yes, speak and you will be canceled. That's why like I said, when I start speaking about celebrities, I notice the count goes down every time, without fail. Without fail. It is what it is. I don't care. You know, I've never cared about speaking. Holding things in, that's not going to get it. How you going to reach anybody? Pimps in the pulpit. Exactly. Let's go to another clip. Let's go back to Azazel.
When we talk about St. Valentine's Day Massacre, there's a very interesting article. If you get a close-up on that.
Look at this.
Though this is the article where you had all these teenagers, young kids, 20, 22, go to this E2 club. E2 club. And what happened was, supposedly a fight broke out on the dance floor. And when this fight broke out on the dance floor, they say that the DJ told the security guards to use pepper spray to break up the fight. And what actually happened, though, when they started spraying, first of all, the fight, supposed to have started with two women. But it's my contention that the fight started with electromagnetic beams coming through the speaker. This technology was invented in 1969.
69.
In 1969, they invented the technology to take other people's thoughts, use an amplifier, and project them into your mind. So they use these particular, anytime they want something to go down, they beam these particular thoughts onto the masses of the people. And what happened? You had all these people rushing, piling. Now, it only came out of one speaker. Everybody else in the club was dancing, having a nice time. But everybody on the right side of the club went piling out of this one little exit. Piling out of this one little exit, crushing and killing all those who were in the front of the crowd. I would say about 20 people or more. Now, actually it was 21 people. Now the Daily News reported and said it was, I think they said it was 12. 21, 12, backwards. Gotta understand that. Happened in Chicago at the E2 Club. Remember the term E2, because these are programming codes. E2, what is called the Epitone was the name of the club, which was originally started for like basketball players and movie stars and all that kind of stuff, black. And Jesse Jackson had something to do with it.
He's talking about programming techniques. It's still a thing. Peace to Sharon, peace to Caribbean Grimoire. Welcome. None of this technology has left, y'all. Except they use celebrities now more than ever. Okay. They can get the masses to tune into whatever they want to. All right. The latest is Will and Jada. Okay. You cannot honestly believe that what Jada Pinkett does, whatever her name is, Jada Pinkett Smith, or what she does to him openly, to Will Smith, disrespect, because I've seen people on my newsfeed call him a super simp. Like she did, I mean, people are always discussing this. And I'm like, y'all can't honestly believe this is not scripted. This is one of the ways, and they show you a dysfunctional melanated family by doing shit like that. Take it or leave it. Okay. I told y'all before, I don't believe nothing they say on the news. Nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. And I have a friend who I can't remember the conversation, but he said to me one time, oh, I watch it all. I watch Fox News, MSNBC, CNN, and thinks he's completely informed. Dora Paul. He honestly believes that he is very well informed by watching these channels. The propaganda that comes from that bullshit is incredible. And he keeps his TV on 24 hours a day on those channels. Fox News? Are you serious? What's up, Elegant Granny? Also, don't forget the movies. Don't forget the movies. The destruction of the Black family has been going on for a long time, y'all. All right. This is not new. It's always been there. The Color Purple is the worst movie ever made. I said what I said. Okay. Here you got an abusive nigga who likes young girls. I would call that very dysfunctional. You know what I mean? They showed us in the worst light possible. Waiting to excel. Also, bad movie. I'm talking about in terms of substance. I'm not talking about the movie itself. I'm talking about what they are projecting. And I believe the person who wrote it married to a white man. Isn't that interesting? They write stuff like that and their spouse is a different race, that's not odd. Okay. He watched Fox TV and they're throwing spells on him. Anybody who watches that shit, anybody, you know what I mean? Anybody. They got people out here. This is how you know people don't know history. They got people out here praying for Israel. I mean, how many door pauses can I do in one live? They had people changing their profile pictures to a French flag. Y'all remember that? Do y'all remember the ice bucket challenge? Do you know the origin behind that? Once you start to see and pay attention, you cannot unsee, y'all. That's why I said there are spirits who can help you, who can throw away the veil or throw back the veil and help you to see. You know what I'm saying? Help you to see. Because the stuff that's going on blatantly now is incredible. Let us continue. This is still Wag the Dog, y'all. Let me go. I guess right there.
Newsweek magazine and U.S. News magazine with the same guy kissing on a different soldier in a so-called Iraqi implant, actually, kissing on an American soldier, and then you have him kissing on a different American soldier in a different situation with a different crowd. So just to show you how this is set up, wagging the dog. Wag the dog here. Newsweek magazine and U.S. News. Two different soldiers. And you can tell the difference in the soldiers by the helmets are different.
It's not moving, is it?
You see. Was he going around kissing soldiers all over the country?
Let me stop it there. I'm going to have to restart it. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. But y'all get my point here. They are absolutely wagging the dog right now. Constant. Unrelentlessly wagging the dog. It's like they don't get tired of wagging the dog. At all. Right about here, I think. Brainwashing. Aged amazingly. Look at this shit here.
Very interesting picture here. You have Newsweek magazine and U.S. News magazine with the same guy kissing on a different soldier in a so-called Iraqi implant, actually, kissing on an American soldier, and then you have him kissing on a different American soldier in a different situation with a different crowd. So just to show you how this is set up, wagging the dog. Wag the dog here.
Well,
Newsweek magazine and U.S. News. Two different soldiers.
interesting is that?
And you can tell the difference in the soldiers by the helmets are different. You see? Was he going around kissing soldiers all over the country?
What is he doing?
Wag the dog.
Wagging the dog. Talking about power here, y'all. Manchurian Candidate. Thank you, Lenore Rice. I'm going to get to that in a second. What's up, Christopher Loney? Those soldiers look sweet. This is how long this shit has been going on. And the elder has been pointing it out forever. Bobby Hemmett has been pointing out forever. All right. And zombies don't know that they're zombies. They don't know that they're the Walking Dead. Okay. You have people frightened out of their mind on October 4th. You had people frightened out of their goddamn mind. You got people still wearing masks in public places, scared to breathe. Long-term effects is not healthy for you. Okay. The Manchurian Candidate. The Manchurian Candidate with Denzel Washington, plus the original Manchurian Candidate. Plus, there are other movies like Glass. Glass is excellent, and not just because I'm a fan of M. Night Shyamalan movies, because I think he makes excellent movies. He put so many gems go into his movies, all of them, you know. But in Glass, if you were to look at Glass with Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis and I can't remember the one of the main actors. He was in Split, but they tell you, if you put yourselves in the place of those superheroes, and they tell you that there's groups behind them, okay, and once they serve their purpose, they are disposed of. Look at Glass with fresh eyes, please, and think the Manchurian Candidate. Those soldiers look zesty. Wow, really? I live my normal life in all this shenanigans out here in these streets. That's what's up. I look his movie. Glass is a great movie. Servant, yes, Servant. Me and my wife watched it. We enjoyed the hell out of it. It was a very slow burn, but there's always a twist. M. Night is the shit to me. Before M. Night, it was Brian De Palma. I love his movies also. Okay, watch Glass, y'all, and think Manchurian Candidate. And at the end of the movie, listen to what Sarah Paulson says to Bruce Willis. Listen to what she says. You see what I'm saying? There's a purpose behind them. They are showing you how they create superhumans. That movie is fucking deep, y'all. The Manchurian Candidate. Okay? Let's skip forward here. It's gonna let me.
So we noticed that in the Manchurian Candidate that one of the triggers that was used to trigger a person under mind control was the Queen of Diamonds, I believe it was. But it was just a mere fact.
Sorry about that. It's not playing right again. This is bullshit here. I want you to hear what he says about the Manchurian Candidate. He says something very specific. Right around here. I don't think I can show the footage of the actual movie.
What have they built you to do?
brainwash.
So we noticed that in the Manchurian Candidate that one of the triggers that was used to trigger a person under mind control was the Queen of Diamonds, I believe it was. But it was just the mere fact that it was a card. Remember, God told me to do it. Go back and look at the ultrasonic pollution tapes when I talked about these cards being presented. As a matter of fact, show this again, where Pataki came out and said, with the Monopoly card, get out of jail free, and we'll let prisoners under mind control out of jail. And now you see all kind of various killings, random shootings all over the United States. Some of them reported and some are not reported. But remember the Pokemon cards. Children were killing for a damn Pokemon card. Why? Because of the emissions that were coming from the television. First of all, you got to understand that most of the people in the United States did not get sick from these emissions. Why? Because the United States are more under mind control than any other place in the world, you see. So, just the mere fact that this happened in Japan and you allowed that to come here to America on your television, after knowing that, you see. And we don't know how many people got sick. They didn't report it. They didn't report it. But here we have World Trade Center cards. World Trade Center cards. That's very interesting. We're talking about Wag the Dog. Now, why would they have World Trade Center cards, you see? Who knows? Maybe the people in the building that day were under mind control. Many of them had the opportunity to get out of the building and did not. So we're talking about programming. And there are various things that take place in our reality that program you. For instance, let's take the state of so-called Black America today. And basically, if you want to know the state of a race of people, just look at their surroundings and what goes on in their reality. And when you look around and look at Black people, you see the state that they're in. And this is because of a form of programming, which we are more susceptible to this programming based on melanin.
Based on
activation, you see.
Activation.
You have to understand, when we receive transmissions from wherever they may be from, they have an effect on your DNA. So this is the subject I'm going to be dealing with these cartoons, dealing with these superheroes. There's a lot of information that has not been presented before that will be presented in a specific way to help you understand the mind control and the programming and how to deprogram yourself.
And he does go into it. He does go into it in his comics, in his other lectures, you know, tell you how to deprogram from yourself, but specifically and especially his comic books. Okay. What's up, Rayshawn Justice? Peace and blessings, Sister Moonfella. What's going on? One of the things that he said was trigger. Okay, they got various triggers. All right. And I find it very interesting that one of the triggers in the Manchurian Candidate, in the Denzel Washington, now the original, like I said, I don't think I can show the footage without getting copyrighted. You know, in the original Manchurian Candidate, they use a card. They also can say a name, the person's name, right? In the Denzel Washington, she says his name. I think his name was Robert. She says his name, Robert. He responds. Then she says his name again, Robert Shaw. He responds again. Then she says the name again, Robert whatever Shaw. She said it 3 times. She said his name 3 times and activated him. This is the exact same thing that happened in glass at the end. The exact same thing. You say his name, first name, then you say the first and last name, then you say the complete name, first, middle, last name. This is one of their most used techniques. You see what I'm saying? MK Ultra. Know what I mean? MK Ultra. What's up, Brother Moore? You late? What's going on? Secret government programs to mind control. There's so much. Panic gave out a book on this very topic, trying to remember. He gave out a book. Okay. That's what's up. Y'all heard what he said? Check out Brother Panic's lectures. He's right here on YouTube. You know. The lecture that you can't, this is called Wag the Dog. This is one of my favorites from Azazel. He gets into footage and he gets into the mind control and programming. All right. And it's because of this man that I started researching and looking up programming and paying attention to everything. I already do that, but because of the elder, I got more into it. Okay. Like I said, once you start to see, you cannot unsee. It literally is impossible. You know what I mean? Nowadays, they are everything that I mentioned early in this live, music specifically, movies specifically, videos, music videos. Okay. They put all this programming in. And this is a result of what you see people acting the fuck out at. This is just the worst it has ever been. Okay. I don't think there's any place in the United States that's safe right now. All right. But I have given out protection techniques. I suggest you use them. All right. Sounds similar to Winter Soldier for the comic book readers. Yes, Winter Soldier. Absolutely. A woman I know years ago reached out to me a few months ago. I think she was MK Ultra. I think she was MK Ultra. When she called me, I felt weird energetically and hurried up and got off the phone. When you feel that way, that is the best thing you can do. Is there are energy vampires out there, y'all. And you can encounter them in public. Okay. Once you feel that way, here's a very simple thing you can do. If someone's like maybe in too far in your space or something, people draw out energy. Most of the time from the solar plexus. Do just like this. Just like that. Cut off that source. Okay. But to be able to put out books on MK Ultra is what an example of what I mean when I say they put things out and dare you to do anything about it. Like, because what are y'all gonna do? Seriously, what is the black race going to do? Absolutely fucking nothing. If you have Apple TV, I highly suggest Silo Sci-Fi series. No, I've not heard of that either. Give me a second here.
Get to run for various offices, and they would put out these commercials on TV talking about one another. It didn't work. It didn't work. Yet, we didn't learn from that. We continually, even in the metaphysical community, there's about 1% of the metaphysical community that is conscious on a certain level.
1%.
That is going to cause a type of effect that's going to have a impact on that other person's DNA. It is a form of programmed programming. What I mean is that structure of thinking causes an effect on your other realities.
Your other reality.
And when that happens, this particular programming has a ripple effect. And something may happen to one of your other selves in another reality, bounce back into this particular reality and manifest itself in another form.
Are y'all listening?
So these are the things we're going to get into on the Illuminoids. But you must understand that all the things you did before and all the ways you thought before has to change with the planet. Otherwise, the planet will wipe you out.
I hear that.
That is a fact. Again, go and look at the movie Core. Your heart, your mind, your soul, your spirit, everything must flip with the planet, and we get into that. But trading faces, which is these particular cards for the World Trade Center. Now, what are the kind of cards they came out with? Well,
that was so very important what he said. Did y'all listen to what he said? What you do in this reality can have a ripple effect. And remember, when you dream, sometimes you just switch bodies, which means your consciousness travel into a different reality. You see what I'm saying? He also says another thing that was very, very important, that if you don't change your mindset, if you don't change the way you think, the way you act, the way you respond and react to stuff, the planet, if you don't change with the planet's frequency, you will get wiped out. Okay? There also was a woman who recently stabbed some people up in Atlanta. Just sent you a quick photo. She stabbed up 4 people yesterday that came to mind based on what you are talking about. Wow. Let me see this real quick. Wow. Look at what she looks like, y'all. Brother Moore, thank you for that, sending me that. I need to show what this woman looks like, the face she's making. Look at this shit here. This is incredible. Look at this. Y'all see that? Wow. Fucking incredible. Can't get X out of my head. Was in a love triangle. His witch girlfriend won. Okay. Sorry to hear that. God, no, I have a lot of vampires around. For the longest of time, I didn't believe I could get drained over the phone. Big mistake. You can get drained anywhere. Like the movie, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Excellent example. Another example is The One starring Jet Li, The One. He went to his other realities to kill off his other selves so he could be the one. He won. Every time he killed one of his other selves, he gained more power. Silo is cool, but that Severed is the show that's more like MK Ultra. That's on the Apple TV. It's of people who voluntarily go under mind control for high pay. I would never subject myself for money. We do anything for money these days. Quantum reverberating, if I like that. That's a great way that Brother Moore put it. A quantum reverberating effect. DARPA has transference program, government mirror of galactics. The movie Transference. Forget I'm trying to, y'all know the word I'm trying to say. Wow. What's up, Nate the Great? What's going on? Good evening, S Lady. What's up? Wag the dog. Wag the dog. Not just, and let me repeat the movies that I say that they showed us on. Wag the Dog is one, but also Nightcrawler. All right. In one point, Rene Russo says something was going on in the white community, but something that was also going on in the black community. And she made a point like, you know, what's going on in the white community is not news. What's going on in that black community is. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but yeah. Wag the Dog, Nightcrawler. FRN, not real anyways. Forgot about that movie, the one? Yeah, the movie with Ryan Reynolds and Ben Kingsley too, man. So many movies. Wag the Dog, I made sure to watch that one. A favorite of mine that is not well known at all is called The Nines. Transcendence. Thank you. That's the movie I was trying to think of. Thanks, brother Konami. Transcendence. Yes. That's the movie I was trying to talk about. That's the movie I meant. I had a point that I was going to make. There's so much. Oh, The Nines. Ryan Reynolds also is in this movie. It shows you the importance of the number 9 for one, and then other alternate reality. Anytime something is alternate reality, I tune right in. Okay? I tune right into it. Again, what I'm going to repeat what he said. If you don't change your frequencies, the planet will wipe you out. Okay? Power. Yeah, transcendence. Thank you. So what have we learned? All right. We've learned that power is very underestimated. Okay. They are wagging the shit out of the dog right now. All right. They are wagging the fuck out of it. They show you in that movie how they fabricate shit. Okay. Wag the Dog by Azazel Bay is one of his best lectures. All right. This is the title of it, Wag the Dog. You see that? Azazel. Okay. Love how the elder, he dresses for every occasion. Every lecture, he dresses a different way. True Virgo. True Virgo. I want to thank y'all for joining me today. This was illuminating. This was part 2 of power. All right. Please understand everything that they do to turn the community against itself, to have power over it. Okay. People still don't realize that the power relies on you. If they didn't think this, they wouldn't have so many tools to keep you right where you are. I am the one and only, the mystical, the inexplicable, the original, the magical sorcerer, Magick LaCroix. I will see y'all next time. I hope that y'all have a great rest of your day and a great weekend ahead. I will see y'all next week. And as always, I greet you in peace. Namaste. Thanks, y'all. Part 3? Wow.